I mean, what else did you expect? The Giants didn't have Saquon. They got blown out against the Cowboys at home. Like, they're playing the 49ers this week, guys. I really didn't know what you expect. Here we go, though. Here's the highlights from the game.
Other ways to watch tonight's game include our Prime Vision with 28-yard attempt for the third-round draft pick Jake at the gun to win it by 3. This from 44 yards away, and Gano bangs it through. Birdie throwing, it's caught. Touchdown. McCaffrey into the end zone, touchdown 49ers. And Gano's kick is right on the 8-yard line. And a big hole, and bulling his way is Matt Breida for a touchdown. 25-yard line. Start with Purdy. Going deep over the middle, wide open, making the grab. And still on his feet, and picking up a lot of extra yardage, Deebo Samuel. And he bangs this one through. High snap, and he gets it down. Pick is good. Pressure. Deep. Caught. Samuel. Touchdown. Batted up. Volleyball. Picked off at the 40. Ufanga to midfield.
Athletic ability at the position.
From the 10-yard line. Look out! And that's Nick Bosa. And they're going to spot it just outside the one.
Of course, please like and subscribe, and I hope you guys enjoyed the Week 3 Thursday Night Football recap. And I mean, I don't really know what else to say other than the fact that, yeah, the 49ers are now 3-0 for the second time in the last 25 years. Of course, the other time they was back in 2019. Of course, they were able to knock the Steelers at home 24-20, and yeah, it wasn't really like anyone was taking them serious, though. This year, of course, they will be, because, I mean, they took care of business against the Giants. They blew them out. Of course, they blew them back out in 2020 as well. Impressive win, but didn't play great, I guess, but yeah, they figured it out. Giants, again, 4-1-2. Again, when they play two good teams, they've just gotten slaughtered. Of course, getting clobbered by the Cowboys and now losing pretty badly to the 49ers, but at least it was a little closer, of course. Their 1-1 was against the Cardinals last week. But yeah, not really a great game, kind of what you expected. Daniel Jones dropped back a lot. Again, the interception was kind of like just something to put on top. He threw a lot of underneath passes. The one really only like downfield throw he had was to Darius Slayton. They were just running so many zone blitzes, it was like blowing my mind. Daniel Jones had no idea what to do handling that, so he threw about all underneath a lot, and it resulted in a lot of just inefficient passing plays, which really hurt their offense. Like that 32, that's like 4 points. This is like Bryce Young type of crap yards per attempt. He was not getting the ball downfield at all. They didn't run the ball either, though. I mean, Gary Brightwell had one nice reception, but that's literally it. He didn't do anything in the running game. Daniel Jones didn't really do much on the ground, and Matt Breida outside the touchdown. Again, they ran the ball like 10 times, like not 11 times. You can't beat the 49ers doing that. Again, I get the fact they were down, but they did have a shot to win this game. It was 20-12. Relative to how their defense played, it was not great. No receiver did absolutely anything. I mean, Paris Campbell had some targets. That was about it, though. Darius Slayton got that one catch. Darren Waller really struggled against Fred Warner in mixing and matching with those safeties and linebackers. Like Talanoa Fungo was on him at some points. They did a really good job with him, but third down it was basically Fred Warner. It was not a great game for him. Defensively, though, Micah McFadden did have 9 tackles. He was pretty good. I'll give him that. He did make all the tackles he needed to. The secondary's tackling was pretty messy. I wouldn't say it was atrocious, though, because they did have some nice plays towards the end of that football game, especially in the second half. But yeah, that one play with Deebo was really atrocious. Jason Pinnock, of course, missed a couple tackles, but he wasn't terrible, I guess. Leonard Williams did have a sack. He was getting pressure. Kayvon Thibodeaux also had a sack in that bad play on George Kittle. But then again, in the red zone, this defense really stiffened up. I will give them credit. They were good. It was probably more or less the 49ers not really playing well in the red zone, but yeah, they played okay. Meanwhile, for the 49ers, again, the only harp I have on them is the fact that they didn't have too many like crazy sort of like again. They did have some drives where they were kind of clunkers, and they don't do too much in the red zone. I think that's really their only weaknesses at this point, though, because Brock Purdy was really good, 25, 37, 3 10, 2 touchdowns, really good under pressure, made the throws he needed to, knew where the ball was supposed to go. The run game was very balanced. There's nothing to complain about here. It was a really good group there. Devo, 6 for 129 and a touchdown. Obviously, he was probably the best player of this game. Of course, with that crazy yak play, of course, got the touchdown, too. Old Devo looked back. George Kittle, 7 for 90. He also had some nice plays. Again, CMC got back in the receiving game. Again, really overall a good balanced offensive attack. Again, Ronnie Bell had a really good game. And of course, starting, and Juwan Jennings also was pretty serviceable. Outside of the fact that, again, haven't been great in the red zone this year. Again, they've had 9 field goals. Again, they could have had other drives where they could have scored touchdowns. It's been fine. Defensively, though, again, they had a lot of guys make a ton of plays. Like, Fred Warner, outside of the pick play and a couple other man-to-man situations, he really didn't have to do too much. The pressure was consistent the whole game. Tulifunga, of course, with the pick. Again, they didn't really have to play super aggressive because they knew the Giants really weren't going to do anything. So, definitely not challenged for this defense, but they did what they were supposed to. Also, Jake Moody did it 3 field goals, short ones. What's called team stats for both these teams, of course. The 49ers had much more yardage and more yards. They thoroughly outgained them. 2-2 sacks, though. I'll give them, again, it was pretty even there. And the 49ers had the ball for, basically double the amount of time. But it didn't really feel like it, to be honest. Again, the Niners were really good on third down. The Giants were pretty bad. Again, when you just can't convert on third down, it's really hard to keep the ball for long. And the Giants couldn't run the ball either, so just having that all in mind, I'm not surprised that 49ers had double possession, which is hard to do. It's hard to have basically double the amount of possession because, again, it's hard to have the ball for that long, considering the fact you have to be like this on third down, and then you got to be going up against a team like the Giants that aren't going to be very good on third down. Get 150 total yards, measly performance by the Giants. 49ers dominate. Let's get right to the keys to the game race for both these teams before we send you out. Yeah, if this Niners, Giants offense, I wanted them to run the ball efficiently. I really didn't see them run it at all. They did only turn it over once. I don't think turnovers was a big thing. They just weren't really doing anything. Danny Dimes did not make any throws in the intermediate, no middle throws. Again, outside of the numbers, he made some throws, but that wasn't really anything. Again, their offense just really bad. I'll give them 5 minuses, but they did move the ball at least at some points, which is okay. But yeah, it was a bad game. Defensively, 100% better run fits in the B gap. Early in the game, they were really bad, but second that they kind of started to figure it out, and it was harder for the Niners to run the ball like that. Make CMC cut back, not really. He had basically the whole game, and Jason Pinnock would have had 5 tackles if he didn't miss that one. So defensively, I'm gonna be honest with them, 2 minuses. They definitely had their struggles, but I definitely think they played better. Again, they kind of kept them in the game until that 4th quarter. It was 20-12 at a point. The Giants actually were kind of in the game. So if you're this defense, again, you didn't play super well, but again, you can't really expect too much because you are playing the 49ers offense. Yeah, honestly, I wouldn't say they played as good as the Rams defense did last week, but at least they kept them in the game. Time for the 49ers. And wrapping it up this week, Thursday Night Football recap with the 49ers, what's called keys to game grades. Offensively, they did have the ball for over 34 minutes. They did have a lot of good, pass blocking as a whole. Brock Purdy did make, he threw a 4th quarter touchdown. I'll give them 4 pluses. Again, I actually think they played a pretty good game relative to, again, to last week, but they didn't play amazing. They just got it done. Again, the red zone, they definitely think that's probably the one thing they need to be better there. I think they got to probably do a couple more things, especially getting Elijah Mitchell some carries there. He's been really good in the red zone in his career, so getting the ball there. Time for the Niners, though. Commit to stopping outside zone and other sorts of spread looks. That never happened. Keep Danny in the pocket with Fred Warner playing man on Darren. Not as much, but they basically figured it out. And keep someone in to make sure Danny doesn't escape up the middle. He did try to run once. That was about it, though. This defense was really good, business as usual. I'll also give him 6 pluses because it's hard to keep an offense to freaking 450 total yards. That's all I got for this Thursday Night Football recap. Enjoy your Saturday tomorrow, folks. Of course, college football's on a ton of big games. And I do think Coach Prime will go into Oregon and knock off those Ducks. Go Buffalo! That's all I got. See you in the next one.
Wide open out here is Roberts, the linebacker, to the 10, to the 5, touchdown.
How about that?